all right. Got to talk smooth when you're talking in the MXL Genesis mic. Picks up a lot of warm tones in the vocals, so got to tone it down a bit from my usual video. But today, I'm going to keep it smooth, y'all. Today, we are talking about the top 10 falsetto voices in R&B of all time. So I'm going to be talking about my perspective, this is my list. This is the people that's influenced me with the falsetto in my journey of listening to music as a fan and ultimately influencing me as an artist and a music producer at the same time. So if you're offended, I apologize in advance, but this is my personal top 10. This is the people that had the most influence on me as far as the falsetto. My top 10 my top 10 falsetto singers of all time in R&B. So number one, we're going to start it off with Mariah Carey. Okay, Mariah Carey, I don't know if y'all can see her on my wall there, but Mariah Carey for me is the number one best falsetto singer of all time. And obviously she can hold down vocals all around, but I'm going to reference songs like Vision of Love. We all know she can do that whistle register, and that whistle register is something, it's like a blessing from God, right? It's just absolutely beautiful, that tone. So check out songs like Vision of Love, Can't Let Go. There's just so many in her catalog where she utilizes the whistle register, Emotions. There's so many Mariah Carey classic records, specifically the ballads where she uses so much of that falsetto tone. And but the first one to really set it off is that record Vision of Love. So listen to that record from front to back and watch how it climaxes after the bridge, and she does the most beautiful whistle register with that falsetto. And so that's why she earns the number one spot for falsetto singers in my book, from my point of view. So second, we're going to move on to my dude, Mr. Albie Shore, light skinned general. Through the years, I've got a lot of people saying, "Oh, you remind me of Al," and I'm like, "Hey, I know Al. He's this amazing dude in person. He really does treat his fans and supporters really well, and I can attest to that because I'm one of his top supporters, and he treated me like family. So shout out to Al B. But even if I never met him, he would still be on the top falsetto singers of all time for me. So I put him at number two. And to be honest, I really hate putting numbers or a particular order. So don't take this list as a particular order. These are just my top 10 favorite falsetto singers. I don't really feel like there's one that's greater than the other. These are the one people that influence me the most. So, and particularly Night and Day, the way that he sung the falsetto on that song, to me, that's the greatest song of all time done in falsetto. The falsetto is so sincere on that song. It's so pure and almost angelic, like it's coming from a pure place. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just grabs you in a certain way. And Night and Day is one of the only songs that really utilizes falsetto all the way through. There's not a lot of people that actually sing a song all the way through in falsetto. There's only so many people, and some of these people are also going to be a part of this list as well. But there's only so many people that's utilized full songs in falsetto, and I'll be sure he did it to the fullest on Night and Day, and also Ooh, This Love Is So and Naturally Mine, where he sings these songs in full falsetto, and it really is just a blessing from God, the gift of falsetto that I'll be sure put down on these records. And you guys really need to study these records if you're a true fan of R&B. Study Night and Day, study Ooh, This Love Is So, study Naturally Mine. It's some of the greatest falsetto records of all time. So next I'm going to go to third on my list, Prince. That is self-explanatory. One of the greatest falsetto singers of all time. Obviously, he demonstrated that clearly, specifically on his first big major hit, which was I Want to Be Your Lover. Absolutely phenomenal display of falsetto singing all the way throughout the whole song. Pretty much there's full voice, I think, on certain parts or actually run that back. I'm pretty sure the whole song is all falsetto, if I'm not mistaken. But make sure you listen to Prince, I Want to Be Your Lover. And there's countless other songs where he demonstrates his falsetto. He's one of the masters of falsetto, 100%, among other things musically. So shout out to Prince, and also rest in peace to Prince, the purple one. We love and we miss you. We truly appreciate your legacy. Number 4 on my list. As it goes down, it gets a bit harder. So I would have to probably go with Maxwell. He really demonstrates his falsetto on songs like this, This Woman's Work, amazing remake that he did back in the early 2000s. And most of his catalog really represents falsetto very, very strongly. And he has a very pure and authentic falsetto that just kind of pours through his vocals and cries. It just, he's just able to kind of put his heart into that falsetto and really, really make something incredible. So shout out to Maxwell. And then 5th on my list as far as falsetto singers go. The more I go into it, the harder it gets. I can't do this list without putting Michael Jackson. Yes, Michael Jackson. Like I said, this is not a particular order. I'm just laying it out. I'm just laying out my favorite 10 falsetto singers. But Michael Jackson, again, is self-explanatory. Obviously, I think y'all know the song I'm about to say as far as one of the best falsettos ever done on wax. Na, na. I'm messing it up right now. But na, na. That bridge, that Human Nature. Na, na. That Human Nature bridge. Everybody's like, there's been a lot of replications of it. Even there's been Tupac records that even sample that. But that Human Nature bridge where he belts out that note and the chords change. And obviously the classic SWV samples. So Michael Jackson, yes. And like I said, I can't put a number on this, but I'm just telling out. I'm just giving you guys my full list of favorite falsetto singers of all time. So obviously Michael. Number 6, I'm going to have to go with his sister, Janet. Janet is one of my favorite artists of all time. And the falsettos that she uses in her harmonies, like songs like Come Back to Me and Lonely from the Rhythm Nation album, the falsettos that she's put in her harmonies and the ad-libbing is just, it's something so special and angelic and something so pure and amazing about it. And so I love you, Janet Jackson, for the music that you've done. Your music's truly touched my heart, and it's a constant everyday inspiration for me, especially being a music producer. I'm always trying to replicate that Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis when I make music. So next on my list, I think we're at what? I'm losing track. So I might not get through all 10 here, but next on my list, I think this is number 7. I lost track now, y'all, so forgive me. But next on my list of the best falsetto singers in R&B of all time, and I'm just kind of winging this. So if I forget somebody, don't get mad. Obviously Marvin Gaye, because he's one of the godfathers of falsetto, so you can't leave out Marvin Gaye. Obviously, What's Going On, all that. My voice is all cracking right now, so I can't do it justice right now. But y'all know what I'm talking about. The when he does that, that What's Going On ad lib, that famous ad lib from What's Going On. And so shout out to Marvin Gaye, one of the godfathers of R&B in general, but really one of the godfathers of the falsetto. So got to say Marvin Gaye, I think that's 7. And I can't do a falsetto list without one of the originators of the falsetto, Mr. Smokey Robinson. So shout out to Mr. Smokey Robinson. So many songs, but Cruising is a great example of his falsetto. So make sure you do you young people, make sure you do your research on the Smokey Robinson, on his falsetto. He's cold with it. Man. He ain't nothing to play with. That Cruising. We're gonna fly away, my way. That sounds more like the D'Angelo version. And that brings me to next on my list, Mr. D'Angelo. Mr. D'Angelo, one of the greatest falsettos in R&B, period. I think I'm at 8 or 9. I think might have one more after this, but shout out to D'Angelo, man. I don't want to say he's underrated, but he definitely deserves more credit. But D'Angelo, a musical genius. That first album with Brown Sugar, man, My Lady and Brown Sugar, and You're So Smooth, Look at You. So shout out to D'Angelo. Truly appreciate your music, King, and you have one of the best falsettos in the game. And I think he gives a lot of credit to Prince, if I'm not mistaken, for his influence. So I can kind of see how that Prince falsetto got in there. So shout out to D'Angelo, man. And I'm gonna throw one more person. I don't know if this is number 9 or 10 because I lost track, but I'm gonna go with. I feel like I'm missing so many people right now because 10 is really not a whole lot. But I'm going to go ahead and go with, I'm going to have to put L DeBarge on there. So shout out to L DeBarge, L from L DeBarge, one of the best falsettos, period. Ooh, and I like it. I like it, I really, really like. Yeah, so you gotta show love to El DeBarge, man. El DeBarge, just in general, the group together as well. But El did a lot of the lead vocals, and man, he really tore it up on that falsetto. So I couldn't do a list without putting him in there. And of course, I missed a lot of people because the list is just not big enough, but I'm going to shut this down for now. I think that's about 9 or 10. I tried to do 10, but I lost track. So I appreciate y'all watching this. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you mess with this content. I'm going to be making, little vlogs little podcasts about my favorite R&B and what's truly inspired me. So I appreciate y'all. This is your boy, Tony Sway. Make sure you go to TonySwayMusic.com and check out all my latest beats and all my latest beats packages. I appreciate y'all. God bless.